receiver to top 1,000 yards in that span. And Dak Prescott says it all started with a good, healthy conversation between Lamb and Mike McCarthy back in October, when Lamb reportedly told his head coach, "I'm not trying to be annoying or a diva, but I can do more." McCarthy says anytime your feature player can play inside and outside, they're going to get opportunities. And Lamb has been a slot machine jackpot for Dallas. His 796 yards when he moves inside are almost 200 more than any other receiver. And tonight, Lamb could make Cowboys history with 3 catches. He would set the franchise record for most receptions in a single season. And 76 receiving yards would put him on a very short list with Michael Irvin as the only 2 Cowboys ever to reach 1,500 receiving yards in a season. Joe?
Yeah, Lisa, no doubt. It means a lot to wear that uniform for this franchise, and there they are. 2 men who were friends and teammates in the 60s and Super Bowl champions with the Dallas Cowboys. It'll be an emotional halftime, but the first half comes your way next. First time in 30 years, the Lions are division champions.
And the Cowboys' quest for the NFC East continues tonight.
Where's that gun going? They're trying to take something from you.
Clashes, blitzes, all action. Run past photo finish, work no caption. Mono, E-mono, so what's happening? Let's get it cracking. I'm in the trenches, stomping the yard. I came, I seen, I start, I rain, I ball hard. Hit it.
Highlight reel, touchdown, waiting for the end zone on a run. He got it. It's an honor to follow that week in and week out, whether it's on a Monday night or live on a Saturday. We are in Arlington, Texas, where the Cowboys have not lost this season, and they have just shredded the opposition on their home turf. Mike McCarthy has taken his team to the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. They've stamped their ticket right now, the number 5 seed in season number 4. And in season number 3, what a turnaround it's been for the Lions under that man who grew up in Texas, Dan Campbell, about as authentic a head coach as there is in the NFL. Mike Parsons getting set to go. We'll see him early. Dallas won the toss. They defer, so the Lions have it to start the night. That is touchback number 91 for Brandon Aubrey. An NFL record as he continues to add to it. They're the numbers this season for Jared Goff. He's coming off 2 real good games. He's got 27 touchdowns, 10 picks. We take a look at our starting lineup, brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott. We'll give you the rest of the names and numbers for the Lions, who check in at 11-4. And a bobble with Montgomery, almost put the ball on the ground. No gain. And DeMarcus Lawrence, who has had an outstanding year, especially defending the run, makes that stop. Ben Johnson is the offensive coordinator for now. He seems to be a head coach in the very, very near future. They're the backs and receivers, and a very good offensive line that Dan Quinn told us along with Philadelphia, the two best offensive lines they'll see this year. 2nd and 10. Goff first throw, and there was contact, no flag, and incomplete for Josh Reynolds. Stephon Gilmore out there defending, and in a blink, it's 3rd down and 10. I talked too much. So Troy, there's Dan Quinn, and here is the Dallas defense.
Well, when you play against this Dallas defense, you know as a quarterback you've got to get the ball out quick when you're throwing it because their pass rush is so dominant. That's not lost on this secondary either. We saw Stephon Gilmore there on 2nd down. He jumped it. Those guys play aggressive. We know what kind of year Deron Bland has had with the interceptions that he's come down with this year, but it is a physical group.
3rd down and 10, and that's Raymond for a 1st down. Good throw and catch. Khalif Raymond, catch number 33 on the year. They needed 10, got 11, and a strong throw from Jared Goff.
Well, good concept to that side of the field. They run 2 slants, essentially. You're going to see Jordan Lewis, number 2. He's playing soft coverage, however. And so Khalif Raymond, you know, he's able to get right in there in that sweet spot, and Jared Goff hits him. So that's a nice 3rd down conversion to start this game.
They fake the handoff. Goff has got St. Brown. And Amon-Ra is down out of bounds near the 40. And he started catch and run.
Well, this is what the Detroit Lions do so well. The play action game in the backfield, and then you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He gets Deron Bland turned around a little bit, and he's capable of doing that with the speed that he has. But these inside breaking routes, that is where Jared Goff really excels throwing the football.
Catch number 107 on the year for St. Brown. Pro Bowler from a year ago. Montgomery gets it, has a little bit of space, and takes it inside the 35 for 7.
Well, you mentioned this offensive line, Joe. They are one of the best in football, and there's really not a weakness on that group. They are solid. In fact, you could argue that Frank Ragnow, their center, and the right tackle, Penei Sewell, are playing as well as anybody at their respective positions. So if they can lean on that, protect Jared Goff, get the running game going a little bit, they can certainly do some good things.
Here's Montgomery again. Ran into an offensive lineman and ends up with no gain as Micah Parsons makes his first tackle of the night. 3rd down and short coming up for the Lions.
Well, you talk about Micah Parsons and all that he's able to do as a pass rusher. He's just as effective in the run game. He is a tough player, and they're going to move him around a lot tonight. He's going to be playing off ball there in the middle quite a bit. That's where he's showing right now.
And a timeout taken by the Cowboys on defense before a 3rd down and 3.
Charge timeout. Dallas, they're first. It will be 30 seconds.
This defense has had a tough time defending the run. 2 weeks ago, it was about as bad as it can get. 266 rush yards allowed at Buffalo. And that man, Dan Quinn, told us they're going to go with bigger guys up front. Micah Parsons as an off-the-ball linebacker trying to slow down the Lions' ground game.
Yeah, it helps in the run game. They get a little bigger because that's where they've been hurt at times, especially when they get Marquise Bell, who's a converted safety, who's 215 pounds. They get bigger in the middle, anticipate that Detroit is wanting to run the football, but also on these 3rd downs, that if there is any vulnerability in this offensive line, it's in the middle at the guard position, but they're still pretty stout across the board.
They do hand to Montgomery, and he picks it up. Good patience by David Montgomery. He hesitated, let that hole open up, and gets 11 on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, typically when you have to stop like Montgomery did it in the hole, it's hard then to pick up this yardage. But you're going to see Jonah Jackson. He's the one who's able to get on Damone Clark, and he's essentially the one that allows him then to pick up the 1st down. So a couple conversions now on this opening drive going as well as you could hope for the Detroit Lions.
Jahmyr Gibbs in the lineup for the first time tonight. And he does a lot of this. It's off his hands. It was a forward pass, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
You know, the Lions, they do tip their hand a little bit depending on who the back is that's in the game. And now they go with Montgomery and they bring Jahmyr Gibbs off the field. But when Montgomery's in the game on passing downs, generally he's going to stay in and block and then work his way out. Whereas Jahmyr Gibbs, he is more of a receiving threat, and he oftentimes free releases out of the backfield.
Goff, quick throw, and that was batted down by Jaron Kearse. 6'4", 227. And he got up and easily knocked that to the ground, 3rd and 10.
Well, and it's a good thing he did, too, because they split out Sam Laporta, their rookie tight end, and he had a chance to catch it and run. So Jaron Kearse, number 1, he goes up and bats that ball down. Otherwise, the Lions probably looking at a new set of downs.
Here's Gibbs. Long way to go. Looked like the knee went down and a flag flies late. Jonah Jackson was out there, the left guard, and the call is against Detroit with a block in the back. That's Brad Allen, our referee. Gets to work on a Saturday so he can just cut it loose on New Year's Eve. Looked like the knee was down, but then that block in the back. And we'll see what the Cowboys want to do with it.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 73. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
So they will mark the ball at the 23. That's where Gibbs' knee went down. And that means we're looking at roughly a 41-yard field goal try by Badgley coming up.
Yeah, there was the push by Jonah Jackson. There wasn't a lot there. It looked like he was kind of going to the ground, but you know, they could have forced the Cowboys back, been 3rd and 20, and you know, maybe they're able to make a stop and force a longer field goal. They decline.
Not a good snap, but a good hold by Jack Fox. And the first points